how do we have this balance of taking very good care of team members, helping them to grow and to thrive, while also striking this balance of hitting deadlines, having high levels of accountability to performance standards, to the goals that we're trying to hit. I actually see these two things as definitely not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're deeply interconnected. So, a simple way of thinking about this is, if we allow someone to be mediocre or to consistently miss deadlines or not perform as well as they would like to, we are clearly not helping them to thrive. Even people who have had a lot of time being mediocre, they've kind of just fallen into this habit of mediocrity. It almost might seem like sometimes we label those people as, oh, well, they just don't work hard, or they don't care, or they're lazy, or whatever the label might be. Even somebody who appears to be in that type of bucket, they might not be consciously aware of it, but what's happening to them is their self-esteem is declining. Their sense of satisfaction in life is declining. Nobody likes to consistently be mediocre. We all have this kind of inner drive to make an impact in the lives of the people around us, and that includes at work. So that impact drive or achievement drive is inherent in everybody. The problem is, for some people, they've been in environments where they've built up habits that lend themselves to mediocrity. And as I'm sure you're all aware, bad habits are very easy to start. They're very hard to break. And good habits are very hard to start, and they're very easy to break, which is where I see this actually as a huge opportunity for you as leaders of people. And that is that, the coaching industry, like life coaches and executive coaches, it is booming. And the reason it's booming is because none of us are perfect at holding ourselves accountable to who we want to be and what we want to achieve. And having a kind of a third party who's somewhat skilled at coaching people is very valuable for helping us overcome our own bad habits. This is why people hire life coaches. I mean, I know some CEOs have coaches that they're paying 10 grand a month to basically just it's almost like a therapy session. They're basically just talking through issues. But there's a reason for this. There's a reason why, you look at the best athletes in the world, they all have multiple coaches talking to them every single day, giving them continuous feedback on where they can improve, where they're growing, how they can continue to get better. So this is actually something that you can provide, for free. It's basically a perk, to employees. The trick is, how do you do it in a way that doesn't feel like we're just a boss, and we're telling people what to do and when to do it. Sometimes that has to happen. So there's no question that sometimes that has to happen. But in the ideal world, what we can aim for is as much kind of mutual work towards setting goals and how those goals can be achieved. So, for instance, in an ideal world, whenever possible, if you have really good clarity on what it is that you as a team need to achieve in the next quarter or the next year, whatever the time frame is, if that's really clear to you, and this shouldn't be like 100 goals. I'm talking about like your, maybe 2 or 3 most important goals. They're strategic objectives, basically. If you're really clear on what that is, then you can have conversations with your direct reports, ideally in one-to-one meetings, asking them like how they or their team, how are they going to contribute to this? Like, where do they fit in? And try to come up with goals together that they're excited about. So here's what we're trying to achieve as a team. Here's how you fit in, as you just described it to me. What are some goals that you think would help us hit this team goal that would be challenging to you, that would be exciting to you, that would, make coming to work fun. And, if you can get team members to co-create goals with you, you can also help them come up with KPIs. So, okay, let's say we have an annual goal of this. What do you think would be an appropriate, what do you think are appropriate quarterly KPIs to make sure that we're on track to hit this? Or if it's a shorter term thing, if this is a quarterly goal, what are appropriate, monthly or even weekly KPIs that would tell you that you're on track to hitting this goal that you're excited about? And sometimes, team members might need a little help with this. They might need some coaching. But if you keep asking questions, you can help people to think through this on their own. And this can actually help clarify a lot of things for both teams. It can help save a lot of time, where if you're measuring the right things and they're the ones doing the measurement, then they don't feel like this is something coming from above that's just like, I got to do this because I was told I have to do it. There's buy-in to the process. So that to me is the general framework for kind of balancing this. Hey, everyone wants to achieve. If they don't, if it becomes really clear that you have somebody that just doesn't care, they don't want to, they're not excited about making an impact on your team or organization. That's probably somebody you're going to need to look at if you can't coach them to fix that, to help them find another team to play on. But most people, even people who have been underperforming with this approach, will get excited about goals that they set. They'll love the process of identifying their own KPIs. And you can even ask them then, what do you think is appropriate? I want to help you get there. I want to make sure you have everything you need. How often do you think I should be checking in with you on, your progress on these KPIs, and to see if there's anything you need from me, or if there's any obstacles getting in your way? And they'll tell you, I think we should check in once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or once a month. And if you're not in agreement, you could always push back a little bit. But the more that this is a collaborative effort where they're determining what they're trying to achieve and how to measure progress toward it, the more buy-in you have and the more empowering it feels to the team member. So this facilitates, I think, exactly what you're getting at, Grant, which is the person feels like you care about them. They feel like you're a leader and that you're not just a boss who's telling them what to do.